Good afternoon from Midtown Station in downtown Atlanta, where today we will be riding one of MARTA's buses for a very short ride, from here to a small shopping center just about a mile away. The bus bay here at Midtown Station is pretty small, but it is enough to accommodate for what the buses need for service here. Unfortunately, I did not have the time to safely tour here, so therefore I just hopped right into a bus and waited the 8 minutes for the next departure. Over here, a selection of maps exists, along with an information screen relating to the very rail system that we rode last week. The bus is alright. The seats are hard plastic, but somewhat alright, although uncomfortable a bit. Our windows are very thankfully undotted. Most of the windows on MARTA's buses are undotted, but not all. And there's not much else to see here, so I will cut to the bus driver getting to the bus 1 minute late and us getting going 2 minutes late. And we are off. Today's journey is $2 US. However, I am traveling on a 3-day pass, so I did not pay this fare. During today's journey, we will travel 1.28 miles or 2.06 kilometers on our way to Midtown Shopping Center. The scenery on this bus is honestly alright, but it is simply nothing to write home about. The windows are clear enough to allow for the view of this scenery though, which is very nice. The bus is incredibly empty, with just 4 other passengers in it if I remember correctly. We keep on passing through Atlanta, with not much else to say despite me riding this around 6 p.m. on a weekday. Nearly no one else was riding it, and no one else got on during my ride. However, some people did get off, including a guy that was drinking from a paper bag. I'd also like to say how bad the signage is on MARTA. If you get one of these street side stops, you will have absolutely no information on the system, save for the fact that this is a MARTA bus stop and a number that you can call for information on MARTA. This is horrible as it does not give any passenger information to, well, the passenger, instead instructing the passenger to call them. This creates more friction in the experience by making the passenger do more work than they need to use the service, and thus limits service use down to about 4 demographics. Typically university students, those who are low income, those who are using the bus to get to high congestion and high cost of parking things in the city, and transit-loving masochists like myself. And creates friction in the passenger experience by making the passenger do the crazy work that the transit authority could have done on their own. This also reduces the total amount of passengers who will ride on MARTA's buses to pretty much only the demographics I meant above. And this is really horrible for any transit agency to do. But what is worse is what will happen when waiting for these buses. See, originally this video was actually meant to have a far different route. I was originally going to catch a bus from where I was staying with my grandparents to go on into downtown at 5 Points, where then from there I was going to make my video on MARTA Rail. However, I waited at that bus stop for 20 minutes until the bus, and the bus never came. And I waited for 10 minutes after, and it never came. 20 minutes after, so I started walking, and about 13 minutes after the posted wait time, the bus finally came while I was walking. I tried to flag it down, but it simply would not stop for me, even though I was running for it. At that point, I had just decided to give up on the bus, and also give up on a Lime scooter that I was actually setting up while I tried to flag it down, and get a bird scooter to ride on to the station that I actually took the previous video from. In addition, the day after I filmed this, I wanted to go downtown. However, the bus to the rail station was 10 minutes late of posted time. Now, 10 minutes isn't as bad at all as what 30 minutes was. However, it is still not good. MARTA may feel like investing so much into their trains with the new Stadler trains. And while that is important, I think that their buses need higher frequencies as well, or at least need their frequencies to be reliable. This is not reliable transit by any means, and while the buses exist, they're certainly getting neglected by the agency. With that being said, we arrive into the plaza where I can exit the bus. Here we have one of the rare shelters in the system that, well, are surprisingly good. Just far too little in quantity for me to give this transit system a good review in the end. Thank you so much for watching my first ever bus video on here. And with that, I will see you next week on the Beltline for which will most likely be my most urban planning focused and politically charged video on this channel thus far. Bye.